The world is full of horror. It should come as no surprise, then, that much of our planet's mysteries lie in the murky depths of our seas and oceans. The deeper down the ocean we go, the more horrifying the creatures residing there, slithering and thriving in total secluded darkness, creatures that seem alien and unnatural, but are just more of our planet's glorious creations taken straight out of a novel of the weird and wonderful. A multitude of ominous, if not straight-up terrifying discoveries have been made on the pristine shores of our beloved beaches. A sunny day out with the family could result in more than you bargained for. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 mysterious discoveries made on beaches. Man finds brain while walking along a beach in Wisconsin. Walks on the beach are supposed to be pleasant, serene, and in many cases, romantic. This was not the case for one unlucky man in Wisconsin, who, instead of finding gorgeous seashells full of pearls or taking a lover's walk with a significant other, found something horrid: a brain. James Jimmy Sender was minding his own business when all of a sudden he came across an entire brain wrapped up in tinfoil sitting there on Lake Michigan Beach at Samuel Myers Park near the east of Rochester. To call this happening strange or horrific would not even be cutting it close to the emotions James Sender must have felt at the time he made this awful discovery. For most people, the idea of coming across a lifeless body or a part of a body is a pure nightmare, and it is surely the case here. The situation sounds something like a crime thriller, but as they say, truth is always stranger than fiction. Apparently, based on his interview with CBS 58 TV, James Sender was taking a casual stroll down the beach, hoping to find sea glass to add to his collection, which he used for his personal artistic passion projects, when, out of nowhere, he spotted a mysterious bag poking out in the sand. He went over to examine said bag, and upon closer inspection, he found an oddly shaped tinfoil package adorned with flowers, held together with a rubber band with what looked like Mandarin symbols printed on it. Sender opened it, his fascination getting the better of him, and inside was a brain. He said the following: "I don't really know how to explain it. It didn't register. I was like, what is this? I came across this package wrapped in aluminium foil, and around it, it had a pink rubber band. Curiosity got to me, so I popped it open, and it looked like a chicken breast. Kind of. It took a little bit for it to really register. It was a brain." After the realization processed in his mind, Mr. Sender rushed to find city employees who worked at Michigan Park to show them what he found, not knowing who else to go to. He hoped, as anyone else would, that he was wrong and that there was another, better explanation for what he found. But there was not. Indeed, it was a brain. But despite the horror of the situation, he was revealed to have been the one to find it, and not an innocent child, proclaiming how there were many families in the area. After confirming with the employees that it was a brain, Sender rushed to inform the police of his finding, who took the brain and had it medically examined, fortunately revealing the brain was not of human origin, though it is not too uncommon for body parts to wash up on shores. In the past decade alone, about 15 lone feet were discovered inside boots or trainers on the beaches of Washington. The origin of the brain is entirely unknown. But who would take a brain wrapped in foil to the beach? Radioactive material found on Suffolk beaches, still a mystery at present. A mysterious material has been discovered on multiple Suffolk beaches, the most recent one of which being the beach near Sizewell. Scientists have been monitoring the beaches ever since. Months ago, officials of the Environment Agency publicly addressed they found traces of radioactive substances on these beaches of unknown origin. Small amounts of radioactive isotopes, but it is hardly good news. The first traces were found at Oldburg Beach, whilst another element was found in Southwold. Officials responsible for public safety have issued warnings that these discoveries, though concerning, were not in large quantities and pose no environmental issue on the natural environment, nor do they host any potential health risks for the public. Stuart Parr, a member of the Environment Agency, stated that it was a very small amount and it could be to do with tide patterns. when pressed by the SSG, or Sizewell Stakeholder Group, about the cesium found. Cesium is a metal most commonly used for medical purposes such as hydrology and industrial gauges, but is classified as toxic, if only slightly. The Environment Agency carried out various investigations on the places the cesium was found, but stressed that it is not that uncommon of a material to find. Mr. Parr stated that they had a thorough investigation of Oldberg Beach and discovered the element strontium-90, produced by nuclear fission. They have since been monitoring all 5 beaches in the area for any more radioactive substances. Unfortunately, the sample analysis results are not available as of yet, primarily due to the fact that analysing strontium-90 is a tedious process that can take several weeks, if not months, to properly dissect. Strontium-90 is a heavily complicated substance and requires an equally complicated type of analysis performed in a special laboratory. A sample of the cesium from Oldberg Beach was sent to 2 other laboratories for analysis as well. Different laboratories may have alternative conditions which might affect the results, so it is crucial for samples to be analysed in at least 2 different labs. Oil tanker washes up on Liberia beach with no crew or lifeboats. In Liberia, West Africa, an oil tanker by the name of Tamaya 1 washed up on shore abandoned and without a surviving crew member in sight. The officials of Liberia have launched an investigation into the matter and, most importantly, what happened to the tanker's crew and if any of them managed to make it out alive. The Liberian Bureau of Immigration looked at the ship mere days after its discovery by the people living near the beach. The tanker is 210 feet or 64 meters high, and its last reported position was near Senegal on the 21st of April 2016. The ship was supposed to head to the Senegalese port Dakar, according to the marine traffic. Despite carrying out an investigation, the maritime Liberian authorities refused to comment on the situation, though a source from the authorities in the Liberian Daily Observer stated, "Our best bet is that the vessel's owner might have gone broke and had no money to pay crew members, and the crew abandoned the ship." A theory arose in the local area that modern pirates hijacked the ship and forced the crew off it, stealing some of its contents. In West Africa, piracy occurs around the south of Liberia and in the waters of Nigeria and Ghana. It is a relatively common occurrence. Piracy and maritime kidnappings are a growing issue even now in 2021. Many believe that the theorized pirates took the lives of the people on Tamaya 1, or alternatively kidnapped them and took them for ransom. Very often during these pirate attacks, the criminals take bystanders hostage, though as of now there is no evidence to suggest something like this occurred, but 5 years later, the fates of the crew are still unknown. Still, it is an interesting theory to consider, especially with the high rates of piracy happening on the Western African seas. Another more grounded theory posed was that there was a fire on the deck which made the crew flee with the lifeboats. Mere days after washing up, the ship was promptly looted by locals and vandalized, and the local authorities have put measures in place to keep the civilians away. The name Tamaya refers to a Shinto altar used for worshipping the dead, specifically ancestors. Another translation would be Cornice of the Ghosts. An oil tanker mysteriously washes up on the shores of a country named after supernatural worship without a living soul to be seen. Could something unimaginable have happened to Tamaya 1's crew? Something far more paranormal than we could fathom. We are not privy to know what became of the crew and are left only to speculate on their whereabouts or if they even survived whatever may have happened to them. The world is a dark, ominous place. The oceans conceal secrets untold from the past, present, and future. Loss of lives into the oceans, brains covered in tinfoil, the disappearance of an entire crew without a single trace, theories of spirits haunting vessels, all sound like plots to disturbing films, but are a bitter reminder of the world in which we live. The next time you go to the beach, be wary of what you may find. But what do you make of these 3 chilling finds? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.